Hey, welcome back. We got 2 episodes under our belt. Now we have a cooking episode to highlight some of the fish we caught. And that's the main reason I do it. I love to eat the fish I catch. Look forward to some more fishing trips in the future, but enjoy this episode. Thank you. The Fishing Public Channel is all about showing local fishermen and fishermen from all over what is possible here on the Gulf Coast. We fish out of Dauphin Island, Alabama. Victoria, what are we doing with the fish today?
Today we are going to fry the scamp grouper. We're going to make some fish sandwiches. So right now I am prepping the fish. Dad already cleans them, but there's a few things on the fish that we're just going to take off. Some of the bloodline, and then some of these pieces were real thick, so we're cutting them in half to fry because you don't want to fry them that thick. Otherwise, it's going to crisp up too fast and it's not going to cook all the way through. So as you can see these pieces here, we're going to try to trim that off, okay? Okay. On to the next step, we are going to batter the fish so we can fry it. Today I'm going to be using Slappy Old Mama fish fry. It's an awesome fish fry. I normally use just cornmeal and flour, but this one has all the seasonings and it's really, really good. So I just do the bag technique. And it can all go in there. It's perfectly fine. Just mix. And since there's quite a few pieces of fish in here, we want to make sure that it all gets covered. Like I said, if you can't find this mix anywhere, which you can get it from Walmart, you can just use cornmeal. It's about 2 parts cornmeal to 1 part flour. And then salt and pepper, of course. Okay. So, now that our fish is battered, I'm going to take y'all outside to the fryers and show y'all. So, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of a Fry Daddy. If you don't have one, you need one. We have a bunch of them. Of course, we have 2 going. They're the best fryers, so reliable, they're wonderful. But if you don't have a Fry Daddy or just a normal fryer, you can always use one of your larger pots, and you can put your oil in there, and you can always do it inside. So before we start frying the fish, I wanted to show y'all, we're also gonna do homemade fried potatoes. And so I've already cut all these up. I used red potatoes. What I did to make it a lot easier is I used a mandolin. If you don't have one, it's no big deal, you can cut them. A mandolin is the best thing ever. You definitely want one. Just always use the guard. You don't want to cut your finger. But I have had these soaking in ice water. What's great about this is it's pulling out the starch, which is going to really help these stay really crispy when you fry them. So we're going to dry these off. And once I get these dried off and drained out, we're going to head outside to go do some frying. All right, guys, we are outside. I'm about ready to fry. I have my fish over here. My fish is in the bag and it's ready to go. And I also have my potatoes. They've been dried out. They're nice and thin. They're gonna be perfect for nice chips. And my 2 Fry Daddies are nice and warm. Just one more shake. Ooh, that sound. Now, since these pieces are pretty big, you only want to do about 3 pieces at a time, okay? Of course, it also depends on the size of your Fry Daddy. So I'm going to do both. You know, do a couple potatoes. Now, when you put these potatoes in, you got to remember, potatoes hold moisture. I did dry them off really good, but you still always want to be careful when you're cooking with really hot grease. I'm just going to flop them in. You can do quite a few of the potatoes at a time. But, of course, the more you dry them, the better it'll be. So you're just gonna put a bunch in there and you're gonna kind of fluff them around a little bit. Now, another key thing to have when you're frying is one of these. This right here is old school. My grandmother has always used one. I've always had one. It's the metal and it's the only thing I know to fry with. So we're gonna let all of this go for a little bit. We're gonna run aside and I've got a few other things that I wanna show y'all that's gonna go with this sandwich, so let's go. Okay guys, so while everything's outside frying, I wanted to go over a few other things that are gonna go with this sandwich to make it perfect. I have made some pickled red onions. Now I did these earlier today. Of course, the longer they sit, the better they get. Their flavor gets wonderful. It's perfect with fish. So a quick and easy, I've done this a million times. I've took a couple different recipes and I've kind of made my own. So how my recipe goes is I prefer to use apple cider vinegar when I'm making my pickle. It's just got a better flavor. I love the way that apple cider vinegar works. So I do 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, and then I just do a couple of dashes of red wine vinegar too. It kind of counteracts it and it's really good. And then I do 1 cup of water, and then 2.5 tablespoons of sugar, and then I use whole clove. I put about 3 of the whole cloves in my pot. So you're gonna get all this going on your stove, and you're not gonna boil it. You don't wanna boil it. You just wanna bring it to a steam because you just wanna melt your sugar. That's the whole point. So once you get that melted, you just take it off and you pour it into your jar, and you just cover it up and let it go. Like I said, the longer it sits, the better it gets. And that's the onions. So I also have made a remoulade sauce. It's a super basic sauce. We use it all the time. You can literally go with anything. You can put it on a flip-flop and it tastes good. So you use mayonnaise, spicy mustard, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, Tony Satchers, the seasoning of the South, and then my secret ingredient that I put in it is sambal. So you can also use some sriracha if you don't have sambal, because more people have sriracha than sambal. This is just an incredible chili paste. It is so flavorful, and it packs a really good spicy punch that I think just tastes really good in the sauce. And then along to go with that, I just have some butter lettuce, and I also have some tomatoes. So, and then I got some really nice rolls today at the store. And we're gonna build a sandwich here in a minute. So I came out here to check on my potatoes and my fish. The potatoes are looking amazing. See them? Oh yeah, they're getting nice and crispy. They're almost there. They're kind of puffing up too, which is really yummy. And the fish is also almost there. It needs to get a little bit more golden brown. Not too much longer. Of course, as soon as you pull these potatoes out and the fish, you wanna throw some salt on them because seasoning is what gives you the flavor. That's what you need. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and take some of these potatoes out. They look perfect to me. Look at those, y'all. All right, I'm gonna run inside and grab the salt, and then I'm gonna drop another batch in. We're gonna keep going. All right, guys, so I think I'm gonna pull out this first round of fish, see where we are. Oh yes, that looks so pretty. Beautiful. So in the Gulf, we have multiple different types of grouper. We have gag grouper, red grouper, Warsaw, black grouper. We have yellow edge, and then what we're cooking today is scamp. Scamp being my favorite. I call scamp the butter of the sea because to me there is just no better tasting fish out there than scamp. And the best thing about grouper is it's so versatile. You can do everything with it. I mean, you can blacken it, grill it, you can fry it, you name it, you can do it. It holds up to everything. It's delicious. So let's go ahead, and I think we can pull this last piece out here. It's nice and done. Let's get some more grouper in. And bear with me, guys. This is my very first video I've ever done of cooking. And I have 2 small children, so yes, I'm rocking the mom gear today. Okay guys, so we're at the final product. We're gonna put this sandwich together so we can enjoy it. So I definitely took my rolls and I toasted them with some butter, give them a little extra crunch. So I'm just gonna take my sauce, I'm gonna put some on the bottom. I'm gonna take that fish, put it right on there. I'm gonna throw a couple pieces of lettuce on, a tomato or 2. And a little bit more sauce. All right, and there you have it, guys. Oh, forgot our onions. Can't forget those. That's the best part. Put a few of those pickled onions on there. All right, there we have it. Our fried grouper sandwich. Looks so good.
All right, after one more day of fishing, we get the rewards of eating what we catch. That's why we go here at the fishing public. Quick shout out to Victoria, my daughter. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Looks very good.
Hope y'all like it.
We'll see you next time.